evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Nicole Dawkins. I'm the chairman of the Human Relations and Diversity Board for the city of Ocoee. And I want to welcome you to our 11th annual Black History Month Essay Awards ceremony here in the beautiful city of Ocoee. I'm pleased to be here tonight to recognize the outstanding achievements of our students. I would like to begin by thanking all the students, parents, friends, family, teachers, and administration who support our children every day. Give yourselves a big round of applause. This year, we received over 279 essays, so the competition was really stiff. There's a lot of essays that came in. Each of the students who wrote essays should be proud of themselves, especially those who will be recognized tonight. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the Human Relations and Diversity Board members. Our board has worked hard to judge the essays and select the winners, which was not easy to do. We had a really, I think out of the years that I've been here, I've seen some of the most exceptional essays this year. So our children are growing, and it's a magnificent thing. I introduce the board members that are here. We have our chairman-elect, Ira Calloway. We have our immediate past chairman, Jennifer Hawkins. We have member Billie Jean Daly. Please let me know if I'm missing anybody. Okay. At this time, I would like to thank the Ocoee City Commission for allocating funds to make the essay contest possible. I'd like to introduce our elected officials. We have here tonight with us Commissioner Rosemary Wilson, Commissioner Joel Keller, and Commissioner Rusty Johnson, who is also our Mayor Pro Temp. Our mayor could not be with us here tonight, so I want to invite Commissioner Johnson to come up and say a few words for us.
Good evening. Good evening. It once again is a pleasure to be here and represent the city, and I know the commissioners feel the same way I do. It's so great to see these young children and young people that are trying to do this, and it's amazing to me. We go back a few years back when we first started, and like I said, it's just grown so much, and it's wonderful to hear the stories and read these letters that they do. We as a city take pride in our children, and one of the things we say Ocoee is the center of good living, and that's what we're talking about, is our young children. They're a big part of our lives, and that we as commission want to make sure that all the parents understand that we think this is a great place to raise your children, and you're doing a great job, and we look at these children and take the pride in what they do, and we also want to have pride in it. So thank you once again. The mayor's taking a cruise. He said, tell you, don't worry about him, he'll be all right. I'm worried about him is what I'm worried about. But we like I said, we thank you, we welcome you, and enjoy the evening, and let's get on with the festivities.
Again, we'd like to thank all of our elected officials for supporting this celebration of diversity in our community. I'd like to also recognize Al Butler, Director of the Support Services Department. Al? Oh, he's hiding. Okay. I'd like to thank Joy Wright, who's a Community Relations Manager, for putting everything together for tonight's event. And if you would like to find out more about the Human Relations and Diversity Board, you may visit our Ocoee website at www.ocoee.org, or feel free to talk with any of our members after our little celebration tonight. I think one last thing I want to share that I thought as I was reading some of these essays. I have 5 children, ranging from the age of 3 to 16. And our kids can do a lot of bad stuff. Besides trying to get you with the high blood pressure, high cholesterol, I think all medical ailments are because of our children. It just goes on, and then the craziness of the teenage years, and then they become normal again sometime in their 20s. But all that time, so when you have an opportunities like this, when our children do something really good, when they really sit down and look at what's going on in our world, the anti-bullying laws that we've put out, when they talk about the homeless, when they talk about race relations, so many of the essays said, kids, we really don't see black and white. We see friend. And I think as adults, we need to learn from that. So I'm going to pass this on to our immediate past Chairman Hopkins, who is going to be our master of ceremony tonight. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me all right? Great. Get my paperwork together here. All right, as Nicole mentioned, I am Jennifer Hopkins, and I'm the most recent past chairman. We have other past chairmen. I just happen to be the most immediate. That means that I end my term this year, and I will be back to being a member of the board, but just not an officer. I've been a member for a little over 6 years now, and this is my 6th essay contest. And I cannot tell you what a treat it is to be here tonight. It is always so much fun. And Nicole was so right on some of her remarks with regards to how much we enjoy doing this, but it's a really difficult task for us, but one we do enjoy, particularly this part of the whole event. So thank you again for being here. As Chairman Dawkins mentioned, we did receive 279 essays this year, and being one of the judges, I actually have a degree to teach education, and I've taught writing at the high school level, or 8th through 12th grade, and it's not an easy task. And our teachers should be commended for all of the wonderful essays that were submitted to our event this year. The theme for the contest this year was Many Voices, One Dream. So tonight, we're going to have an opportunity to hear the first place essays from each of the schools as read by their authors. So we're all excited about that. But first, we are going to start by recognizing our honorable mentions. Now, before we take off on that, I just want to point out one little bit of housekeeping. Phones, please put them on stun if you haven't done so. There's nothing worse than a child being recognized and there's that awful ringing in the background. It's as bad as in church, okay? All right. So for our honorable mentions, for each participating school, each student will receive a certificate of merit and a Chick-fil-A free food coupon. Chick-fil-A has always been a great sponsor for us. When we announce each name and ask each winner to come down and get their certificate, would like to just let you know that we'll have opportunity for pictures later, but we want to have each one of them come down to receive it as they call their names. They are in no particular order per school, just so that you know. And hopefully, there were a couple I did not get to meet before the event, so hopefully everybody has been able to come. I see some late arrivals. All right, so our first honorable mention is from Citrus Elementary, and that's Leah Mohammed. Our next honorable mentions are from Claricona Elementary. First, Ashley Maxino. Next, Jamerick Hammond. Next is Zachary Risinger. And I did not see Zachary earlier. I'm not sure if he's here. If we could, on Zachary's behalf, if we could have one of his teachers, Mrs. White or Mrs. Reed, if they are here, if they could come down and accept it on his behalf. Do we have a oh, we do have a teacher. Principal. And that's Assistant Principal Richardson. Right, oh, I got that right, thank you. Thank you so much. We're so sorry Zachary couldn't be here tonight. In case anyone didn't hear that, he is in the hospital, so we wish him very, very good wishes of getting better. From the last from Claricona, again, in no particular order here, Jordan Thompson. I think Jordan brought a big family tonight. All right, our next group of honorable mentions are from Hope Charter Elementary. Kate Archibald. It's so great to hear the cheering sections. Next, Hannah Gegerson. And also from Hope Charter, Grady Smith. Our next set of honorable mentions are from Spring Lake Elementary. Zaria Demonia, did she arrive? Oh, she did come in, great. Thank you. And Kylie Isaacs. Now, our final group of honorable mentions, again, in no particular order, the schools just were alphabetical. And, of course, the students are in no particular order either in each group. But our honorable mentions, first we have Aslan Proctor, who tonight was not able to be here, so Ms. Davis is going to accept on her behalf. Also for Thornbrook, Julia Nagy. Next, Samantha Wilson. And the last, but certainly not least, recipient tonight of our honorable mentions is Jason Kowalski. Again, thank you to all of our recipients of honorable mention certificates. You all did a wonderful job, and we're so happy you were here tonight. If we could have another big round for all of them. We would like all of our honorable mentions to come up again so that we can have a group picture of just those winners, if we could.
Bring your certificates.
Bring your certificates, and we'll take one big group picture. I will tell you, in past years, we've tended to do this at the very end, and it's an absolute nightmare of craziness, everybody wanting to get pictures taken. And so we're trying to be a little more organized this year and make it a little easier. We'll also have an opportunity for school group pictures later as well, so don't worry, we're going to have lots of opportunities. One more. Now that's a handsome group of students. Now, don't cover your faces. You won't have to hold for too much longer. Okay, counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last flash, and it's a wrap. Thank you so much. As our honorable mention students are sitting down, one of our board members was arrived late and didn't get recognized. I'd like to take an opportunity to recognize her now, and that's Sue Haley Ruiz. All right, so it's that time, the time we've all been waiting for, to hear from our first place winners from each school. Now, I hope you all are ready. Have your papers in hand. You ready? If you would, just remember when I call your name, you'll come up, read your essay, and then we will give you your certificate and gifts that you'll receive. Each of our first place winners, along with the Ocoee bag that we love giving out with our board logo on it, you will be receiving a Chick-fil-A free food coupon too. We love our Chick-fil-A here, and a $50 Barnes & Noble gift card. So, to start off, from Citrus Elementary School, teacher Christine Davidson and principal Delane Bender, we have our first place winner, Ben Crane.
Live in a nation where they will not be judged on the color of their skin, but by the content in their character. This world-renowned speech is known as a monumental movement in history. This famous speech was a passionate outcry against segregation and racism. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used powerful words demanding the justice and equality that were granted by the Constitution of the United States of America. Segregation is a cruel action to commit. By doing this, you enslave a person of a different skin color and force them to work under harsh conditions while doing things that you choose not to perform. I believe that it's inhumane to make everyone think that other races are inferior. The mere color of your skin does not make you more superior. How you live your life determines the path your life will take and how others will view you. Regardless of a person's skin color or ethnicity, many characteristics form who you are. We are taught morals and values as children, and it is up to us to continue to strengthen our attributes as we grow and interact with the world. People of any skin color are capable of kindness, compassion, intelligence, gratitude, and motivation. Those that possess some of these characteristics and more go on to be inspirational speakers or mentors. We all have the power to choose the path we take. It is up to us to choose wisely. There is an endless list of inspirational African American idols. Along with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks also took a stance against segregation and racism. She stood up for African Americans by sitting down in the white section of the bus. Another African American who I find inspiring is Ruby Bridges. She was the first African American child to attend an all-white school. That must have took great courage and dedication to the ideal of equality. In conclusion, there are so many more great and talented African Americans who truly set the bar for many more remarkable leaders to follow in their footsteps. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the spark that ignited the civil rights movement. Because of this, I am very thankful to be able to live in the day and age that I am. I have many meaningful friends with others of various races and ethnicities. Not only my life, but also the entire world would be a very different place had these brave and courageous people not spoke up for what they believe in and what they stand for. These are many reasons why people today need to project positivity and passion for what they believe in. Each one of us has the power to truly shape our future.
We need to have you mic'd. Ben, if you could stay up here for a moment. We'd like to have Ms. Davison, if she's here, and the principal, Delane Bender, and the honorable mentions from this school from Citrus come down for a group photo. See, I told you we're going to try to make it a little easier to get pictures this year. Now, we did a group photo with the honorable mentions. We'll have an opportunity later for our first prize group to be pictured later. Thank you so much. Our next first place winner is from Hope Charter Elementary, Jenna Poorman. Her teacher, Ashley Piora, and principal, Veronica Rickles.
"I had a dream" was a famous quote made by Dr. Martin Luther King. I agree that all people should be treated equally and that we shouldn't be judged by the color of our skin or heritage or ethnicity. Treating people the same would set an example to those around me. If I saw someone different than me, I would walk up to them and have a conversation. I would try to learn more about them, and instead of judging them for their appearance, I would pay attention to their personality. If everyone took the time to know people that are different than those they are surrounded by, they could begin to understand that being different doesn't mean being bad. For example, sometimes I see homeless people downtown. I don't have any idea why they don't have a home or money. Maybe they got sick and couldn't pay their bills, so they lost their home. It would be unfair for me to think that they were just lazy because I don't know anything about their life or their circumstances. By taking the time to talk to them, maybe I could help them so they could get their life back together by finding a place to live and getting regular meals. Sometimes it just takes one person to care. Also, sometimes people are mistreated or harassed because of the color of their skin or heritage. If I saw this happening, I would use my voice to stand up for the person. I would say that everyone should be treated fairly and with respect. I certainly wouldn't want someone being mean to me, and there's always a way to work around problems without being mean. Harsh words and actions don't help anyone, and we should all try to put ourselves in the place of others. If people did this more often, things would be nicer and there wouldn't be so much meanness in the world. As a Girl Scout, I try to remember that people should always be nice to each other. We treat everyone with respect and kindness. Instead of making fun of people for their school they attend or unusual interests, we try to learn about where they come from and why they like the things they do. Girl Scouts try to help others in the community and other parts of the world because we want everyone to feel cared for and valued. When you're part of a group that cares as a person, it helps for you to treat others nicely and with respect. Although it can be hard to remember not to judge others, simply trying to be nice is a great start. Soon, it becomes a habit, and the people around you should usually be nicer too. You may find yourself wondering why people are mean when that happens, and you should ask them. Maybe they are having a bad day, or someone was mean to them, or they are acting out. You never know unless you ask.
If we could have the teacher and principal from Hope Charter for our winner, as well as our honorable mentions. Please bring your certificates, and we'll have the opportunity to have a group picture. Another handsome group of students.
Joy, hold on just a minute. I'm kind of partial to this.
Our chairman is kind of partial because her child goes to Hope.
It's one of my favorites.
Did you want to get a picture, a single picture with the teachers in first place? Just the group? Okay. All right, thank you again. Great job. All right, our next first place winner is from Spring Lake School, Elementary School. Teacher is Kathy Miller, the principal is Dr. Nancy Pender, and that student is Dominic Zaccaro.
So I was told that I need to write an essay on a subject that I'm not very familiar with. To me, just being the kid that I am, if I'm being completely honest, I don't see color from anyone, nor do I discriminate. All I see are my friends from school, my family, baseball, and random people at the park. Before I did this essay, I didn't know much about racial equality or ethnicity, but now that I've actually read about it, I've learned ways to help others prevent it. So here are my thoughts. One of the many things that someone could do to prevent future generations from continuing discrimination and racism are educating themselves of the history of the violence and unfairness that was done to different people who are not the same color. or the different beliefs people had in religions. Knowing about the history is the first and right place to start. All of us as human beings need to see people's differences as being unique, not wrong. Here are some examples of things that I've learned that I would like to share with you. I'll start by telling you that you should stand up for someone who's not being treated fairly because they're different. I have realized that a good way to look at it would be this: I probably look different to them too. We should try to do as Martin Luther King Jr. tried, which was to fight with words and better actions. I can make a difference by being a leader to do good things, not a follower of bad things. Another way that I can contribute to a positive future is to teach my very much younger little brother to treat everyone the same. I will let him know that being a good role model and leader is the key to success. I will encourage him to never have hatred in his heart for any one person who might be different than him, just as my mom and dad have taught me to be. After all, I am part white, Puerto Rican, and Italian. So that makes me very unique. A dream can be a very powerful thing, depending on what you do with it. In conclusion, my dream would be to live in a peaceful and understanding world, a world where people see each other for who they really are, not what they look like, not how they dress, talk, or walk. Someday, when I have a family, I will teach them how to respect every person. I will encourage them to follow their dreams, respect their beliefs and interests. Stopping the hate has to start somewhere, so it might as well start with me. I have been very lucky to have the parents who have inspired me to become the person that I am. Many voices, one dream, from a regular kid who wants to live in a regular life with these topics are gone.
Could we have the teacher and principal and other honorable mentions come down, bring your certificates for a group picture? I don't know if I can take all these wonderful smiling faces, wonderful, handsome groups from these schools. Thank you, thank you. Our next first place winner is from Thornbrook Elementary. His teacher is Kelly Santo, and the principal is Christopher Daniels, and his name is Evan Balasuknia.
It is hard to believe that in the year 2015, there are still people in the world who still think that just because a person looks different or has a different religion, they should be treated differently. Regardless of what color your skin is, where you come from, or what you believe in, we are all human beings and should be treated equally. Many individuals still believe that black and white people should be separated, and that certain people cannot marry whoever they choose. That's just ridiculous to me. Also, I believe that people are afraid of anything they think of as different because they don't really understand it. People are not born hating or judging others. This is something they learn from their family and community. For instance, do you think a white baby would not want to play with a black baby? All a baby sees is another baby to play with, not the color of their skin. Therefore, it is up to each of us to understand that it's okay to be different. In my opinion, life would be very boring if everyone looked and thought the same way. Life is much more unique with everyone sharing their differences. Bullying is another way of treating people unfairly. Schools need to teach their students to stand up for others and not be bystanders. What would I do if I saw someone being bullied? I would stand up for that person and let them know that they're not alone. Standing by and watching someone being picked on is almost as bad as being the person that is doing the picking. It's been more than 40 years since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made his famous I Have a Dream speech asking for equal rights for all people, and many are still fighting for those rights. The most important thing that I can do as an individual right now is to set a good example for my friends and classmates. And as I get older, I will have my own children. It's up to me to teach them that all people are human beings and deserve to be treated equally. It is really true when my mom tells me to treat others the way you wish to be treated.
Another wonderful job. If we could have our teacher and principal and the other students and teachers come down for the group photo. Oh, you all do a great job of lining up. All right, all the moms and dads, have you gotten your pictures? Okay, great. Thank you again. We've had some remarkable essays this evening, haven't we? But now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Well, at least I have. I don't know about you, maybe. And honestly, I have looked forward to this evening for quite a while because we really enjoy reading these, but it's so incredible to hear the students read their essays, and we always love congratulating them. So now I'd like to introduce our overall winner, who's not only the first place winner for their school, Claricona Elementary, but also a recipient of the prizes for the first prize winner, the $50 Barnes & Noble gift card and coupons and such, but also a $250 grand prize winner Barnes & Noble gift card. So a total of $300. In addition, this student will be invited to return in January to our 2016 Dr. Martin Luther King Unity Parade and Celebration to present this essay again at the celebration event that takes place at West Oaks Mall. We've had an opportunity to do this for several years, and it is such a remarkable addition to our event, so we so enjoy that. So for teacher, Ms. Pearson, and Ms. Frickson, and Principal Dr. Strength, who could not be here tonight and is represented by Assistant Principal Richardson, I would like to introduce our grand prize winner, John Michael Samuel.
Who likes racism? Racism is defined by Webster's dictionary as one race making itself superior to another. In his day, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did not like racism. Hence the reason he fought, not with violence, but with peaceful defiance to curb the tide of racism. I will try through this essay, like Martin Luther King Jr., to voice my ideas using no violent means to eradicate racism once and for all. To begin, just imagine a great big oak tree with its roots firmly planted in the ground. This tree is like our heritage. The branches all The branches all differ in size and shape. Even the leaves have different shades of color, but they all belong to that one tree. The roots of the tree are connected to a source called life, and the tree represents one race called the human race. To continue, racism affects our life source like a tree with bad roots. Racism weakens our society by the separation of different races. It causes us to lose the value of individualized input and decrease the chance of building a strong nation. However, there is hope with the diverse opportunities and immense technologies that are available to us today. We can make a lasting change. My best friend is Chinese. I reached out to him during my lunch break through the sharing of books. My other friend, he is white. We share common ideas about video games. When I am with my friends, I do not see color or race, nor do they. We, the younger children, do not see racism. It is the adults we must convince to change their attitudes towards one another. Finally, to use a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., no matter how another person differs from us, we must learn to treat others right. The world is a much smaller place, as the world of the internet has made us closer to each other by the click of a button. There really is no place for racism.
Could we have the teachers and principal come down, as well as the honorable mention recipients for the school? Well, we're going to have a group thing, so. What I'm going to do next, once we're done, I'm going to ask them to step aside so that we can have a group first places, and then we'll get one of all the students to go. How about that? Okay, I'll say it again. It's another handsome group of students. All of our students at all of our schools, you should be so proud. Now that we've had an opportunity to get a group portrait, if we could have our honorable mentions step aside for just a moment, and could we have all of our first prize winners come down for a group portrait together, and then we will do one larger portrait of everyone. So first prizes all down, please. Bring your certificates. Okay, I hate to say it, but we got to break up the checkered shirts. I'm a mom. I know what these pictures look like, right? Let's break them up a little bit. Great. And again, folks, while we're taking group portraits now, we will have opportunities after the ceremonies are concluded to take even more. All right. Now, if we could get all of the honorable mentions down, and we will have all of it. No, the first prizes stay up there too. We want a portrait of every student recipient tonight. This is the hardest picture that we ever can get normally, so we are going to work really hard to get it now. And the mom photographer is right on target. We want to have, the shorter student should be in the front, because we'll have to have 2 rows. I think we're losing one on this end here. No, this side. It was this side. All right. This reminds me of a song, a famous song right now. Everything is awesome. Y'all look wonderful. See, it's the MCA's job to keep things going along. So I just try. You know, when I was a kid, you were lucky if you had one camera in the whole audience. Now everybody's got one on their hip with their phone. Okay. All right, they're losing stamina. They may faint. They've locked their knees. Let's. All right, I think that we've had an opportunity for enough of these. Thank you so much. Thank you, students. If anyone wants to have pictures with board members, with city officials after the ceremonies, you'll have that opportunity. So, moving on, I would also like to take the opportunity at this time to recognize all the teachers that are here tonight. Would you please stand? Y'all are doing an awesome job. And then again, we also want to recognize our principals who are able to be here tonight. Could we, principals, please stand? Thank you again, everyone, for being here. We'd like to again thank our elected officials for making this essay contest important every year, that it be included, that it be a part of our city's events, and just remind everyone how important it is to know about Black history, to celebrate this month, because it is part of American history, and we need to include it in that American history curriculum. Special thank you also, we want to call out again to Chick-fil-A for being such a great sponsor. They're always such a great sponsor to us. And for myself, thank you everyone for coming out. Chairman Dawkins, do you have any closing remarks you want to make?
Again, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. In the lobby, we have refreshments, so as you step out, please take some. Don't leave them here for me. Also, for those who would like a DVD copy of tonight's show, please go to the front lobby, and we'll make the copy for you while you wait. It doesn't take long at all, and it's wonderful to have memories of tonight's event. And you can also watch the awards ceremony at Ocoee TV, Channel 200, on Bright House Cable. We were live, so other people got to watch as well. Thanks again for your participation, and have a wonderful evening. Oh, and the DVDs are free. Now, if you want to pay for it, see me in the back. But they are free. Have a wonderful night.